I'll tell you what's really incredible. The fucking brink of World War III we're on right now.
You think it's going down?
There's a shot this doesn't even make it to air.
Really? You think it's that bad?
I think that you have a nuclear armed country being backed by the United States. So, like, we have our hand up Israel's ass, and we're going, yeah, you need to bomb them, dude. Like, do it.
You think?
No, like, unofficially do it, but do it. Like, nah, don't be a pussy.
You think that's how it's going?
100%, dude. Iran is, like, this close to... They have... It's been refined to the point of weapons-grade uranium, and now they got to just make the missile.
I haven't really...
United States is like, hey, you know, like, we're not going to tell you to do it, but, like, if you did...
See if we can knock down the factory before they make the
just
missile.
hit this place, and then, like, if they fuck with you, we'll help you out.
I haven't watched any news, but I've been seeing stuff on TikTok, and
I've
been seeing they're saying like that Israel's already taken out most of the
Yeah.
There was
military.
like 4 main guys that went out too, right?
John told me to ask this question.
Okay.
And you're leading with it?
John said, Vin, I wonder why throughout history everybody keeps fucking with the Jewish people, and like.
John really asked you to ask. He did not ask you to ask.
100%. That's not my original thought.
No chance.
But like, if you think about like all the shit they went through in World War II, what did they do to deserve that? And now it's just constantly with the Gaza Strip and this, that, the other thing. Like, why them?
I think because they're the best club in the history of clubs,
You think so?
without a doubt. There's never been a culture that has been as together, as networked. Through thick and thin, we stick together through the history of time.
I mean, I don't think
Nobody else has even come close.
I don't think I could like disagree with you, but like, why do they keep fucking with them though?
Because everybody's
What do you
always shooting at the top.
Yeah,
think
but
they're at the
we're
top?
really the top.
No, I think that like when you think about like when you're just talking about like cultures, whatever you want to call them, right? Like fucking, they're a culture. Because they're more than a religion, they're a culture.
Yeah.
I think as a culture, if you look through time, potentially the most successful culture that's ever existed.
Well, definitely the most resilient, right? Like they've been.
But in terms of the
persecuted.
amount of them that are on and I don't know. This is a big assumption. It's a big assumption. But like if you look at them and the numbers that they're in, like their success levels and
Where they are in
contributions,
status.
contributions to society and things, like they just got numbers. I mean, you look at our culture, 350 million Americans. I mean, how many of the Americans are really fucking doing something, and how many of the rest of us are just fucking sucking off the oil pump?
Well, I think we just have numbers, like you said, we're the most populous.
But in terms of like quality level,
percentage of how
a
many-
percentage of the number, I think, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if you look at like the Forbes list, like how many of those guys are Jewish? A lot. You know, if you look
Well,
at.
I mean, I'm speak for the both of us. Was everybody that we network with, the overwhelming majority is Jewish.
Most business
Most
owners.
businessmen.
I mean, around here, you know what I mean? Like, you can't take that away from them.
I got to tell you, what they got to work on is like another name for.
This definitely can't go out. I mean,
No.
my pod can, but he can't.
No,
What he's about
I
to
don't
say?
like. No,
I don't know
no, no,
what he's
I don't
about
like
to
how
say.
they refer to themselves as Jews. I don't like that word. To me, it's like it's aggressive. Like, why can't they just add the ish
Yeah.
and make it
Well,
Jewish?
I mean, we cut everything short nowadays. It doesn't matter. I don't think it's derogatory to call them Jews.
Don't you feel like it comes off like this is my friend Mark? It's with a C.
Well, it's
He's
just
a
like
Jew.
you know, African Americans with the N word. They can say it amongst themselves, but if you say it, it's different.
Oh,
It's similar.
You're good though if it's during a Biggie song.
It's
I mean, you don't want to say like, look at that guy over there. Look at the Jew, the little Jew. Like that you can't say.
No, but you like.
But you
what
could
if
say, look at the successful Jew. No, you can't.
No, it doesn't sound good, right? But if you said it like, "Hey, that guy, he's a successful,
Sexy. He's a sexual
Edit
Jew.
that. Edit that.
I just like there was a point in my life, and I think it was 2004, 2005. I moved to Los Angeles, and I had this weird business in the Sunrise Mall, and I met these 2 young guys from Israel. And,
Israel.
And we moved. I came home to my mom, and I'm like, Mom, I met these guys from Israel in the Sunrise, you know, at the kiosk that I was working at. I'm moving to Los Angeles with them. And I was like, what the fuck? And like 10 days later, I'm in a car with this Israeli kid named Roy. and we drove out to Los Angeles and we started a business out there. Like when they do, excuse me, miss, but do you have natural nails? And they do the sea salt.
That's exactly what I thought it was going to be.
The buff and all that kind of stuff.
Annoying motherfuckers.
I owned one of those carts in the Burbank Mall in Los Angeles, California.
Did you?
And I lived with those guys for like a year, and I learned so much about business and work.
I got to be honest. They're the best.
Maybe because they have a lot of restrictions.
No, they're ruthless, dude.
No,
Well,
they
I'm
just
saying
in
they're
their
business
culture.
people.
Like we grow up, and your parents are worried about fucking little league, and your parents are
Right,
fucking.
well, I'm saying
and like
so-
their parents are like, yeah, we're gonna teach you how to make
But
money.
it's just like Chinese or Asian people with math. It's just like China.
Well,
I mean, it's true. It's just like their school.
Welcome to the club, Kurt.
I'm saying positivity, though.
Immigrants come to this country and see all of the shit that they have access to that they don't have access to where they're at, and they're like, okay, we're gonna work this and we're gonna make it work. And it's different when you grow up here. You fucking
Yeah, but
Take it for
a
granted.
ton of them grow up here and they can't go out on Friday nights. They can't go out on Saturday nights. My brother's kids go to Great Neck North. They can't have sports. Like that school does not play sports on Friday nights or Saturdays.
Are you Jewish?
No.
Is he?
I would be Schwartz if I was Jewish.
I
I'm
know.
Schnapp.
Well, no. Well, that'd be amazing.
No. He lives up there, so they go to that school. But he was just telling me this weekend that they don't. They tend to their beliefs. There's so many things that they have to live by.
Well, but there's different levels.
Sure.
There's Orthodox Jewish people, there's
course.
Hasidic Jewish people, and then there's
Conservatives.
regular, you know what I mean? Like just like Catholics who are into it. But see, that's a different thing too. Like what's different about their thing, I think, is that like for us, religion is religion. For them, there's a social aspect to it. There's a community aspect to it that doesn't necessarily have to do with, the spiritual end, or they're not as interested in
but
you know what I mean? And it's
my
like,
thoughts right
For
off the bat.
spirituality in general, though, I could definitely be wrong, and I apologize in advance if I am. But it seems like that they're like it's a cultural way of doing things that they do, like the mystic stuff, and then it's like, if I'm right, when they believe like when you die, you're dead. That's it.
Well, they also cut out the middleman. There's no Jesus. Like they have a direct. Which
they killed him.
Also
Well, they
makes sense
killed
in the
him.
They
business
fucking
equation.
beat him to death.
They cut out the middleman and they go right to the source. You know what I mean? Which is
Yeah,
like.
but I don't think.
And I
they
kind of
believe-
like that.
I don't think they believe in afterlife. I think it was like one of the OG. It's definitely
know.
the oldest of the big three religions, right? So it's
Yes, definitely.
Judaism, Catholicism, and then
Christianity,
Christianity.
Judaism, and
Muslim.
Islam.
Yeah.
I also don't think it's a very homey type feeling. They're not very welcoming. They're not a welcoming culture.
Yeah, I agree.
So
with
I think that helps them stand alone.
I think there's a rough around the edges aspect to the
Well-
fact that they are merchants and they have been oppressed throughout time, and I think there's all that gets passed down.
So is it the chicken or the egg? Were they oppressed before they got
I think
they got
although
targeted, or were they targeted and then got oppressed?
I agree with what you said, but I feel like it's only on like the more religious, like the Hasidics, and like the super conservative. They are very like they would turn their nose at us.
Sure.
But the Hasidics are just as crazy as the radical born again Christians.
yeah, they live their own world.
They're radical fucking. They're,
I would not maybe the. I would think more like the no electricity. They go out.
Amish.
Yeah, I think like they're up there with them.
Similar, yeah.
think
Because
they're-
I mean, those people are crazy. They're crazy people. They are.
Are they crazy though? Like the Amish though? Like part of
Oh,
me
they're
envies
crazy.
that.
I mean, they inbred. Of course, they're crazy. As soon as you start inbreeding, you're crazy.
Yeah, you could make the argument of that, like
So-
men holding back against progress is better in the long term. Who knows? I mean, we're headed for World War III because we can't figure out progress.
yeah.
I mean,
You know?
this guy said we're headed for World War III. We don't.
I'm
we
one
don't know
of
what-
100 million people who think that
We've been saying World War III for 15 years, though. I mean, it's the
nuclear
same thing.
powers are launching missiles at each other.
World War III
On the
is
other side
not
of the
going to
world.
look like World War I and World War II.
Yeah,
No,
World
it
War
won't.
III for
Probably
us
a lot
also
quicker.
is not. Yeah, dude.
Would you say probably a lot quicker?
Yeah.
Probably be a lot
Well,
quicker.
no, I think the reality of this is a better transition. We're getting less trouble talking about this than Jewish people. The
Yeah, this
reality.
is all John's big idea, by the way.
I know, John. Thanks for the layout.
He used to be the glue that held his show together. Now he just doesn't like Jewish people.
We're not going to get in trouble.
The odds of
Wow.
the odds of like there being like there's no way there's gonna be a ground invasion in the United States of America.
No.
There's no way there's gonna be
There's more
overhead
guns than people in this
overhead
country.
bombings. There's gonna be overhead bombings like from the air.
No shot.
What could potentially happen is like terrorist dirty bomb.
And that's
shit,
always
you know what I mean,
any
like
president.
that. But then same thing. Like I don't think anybody is getting
I tell you
a
what.
bomb that's gonna be able to do that amount of damage.
Well,
in without it really being known.
That would be like a Russia, China, United States. Like if you're talking about like end of the world shit. And then honestly, it sounds fucked up, but he who fires the first missile is the winner of that war. Because I honestly don't think that the United States, if Russia nuked us or China nuked us, I don't think we would retaliate.
But I think if China nuked us,
You don't think we would?
they would. What would
I
happen?
really don't think so. What's the point at that point?
But if China nuked us, what would happen to their economy? Like they have no more customer.
Oh, they had no more custom.
Like the
You heard
like
that?
I did. They have no more customers.
the trillions of dollars that flow into China from shit that they sell
I
here.
don't disagree. You're factually 100% correct.
What would happen? You know what I mean? Like the money would dry up. Like
You're-
they're completely not in like everybody has like this fucking Superman, Lex Luthor fucking man with the red button. Like, but I just don't think that that's the way the world is.
Listen,
I think
nuclear
what's
war is
more
not good for any.
no,
Not good for
I think
business,
what's
period.
more is like information fighting. You know what I mean? Like them trying to influence our politics to make our politics more communist.
I just don't understand.
Like that type of shit, civil war type of shit. That I think is
All
more.
right, F, marry, kill, war edition.
What do you got?
Putin, Kim Jong Un, or Trump.
All right, I'm fucking Putin.
Why? You gotta say why.
Well, the choices I have.
Okay, you're
are
fucking Putin.
Very limited. All right, I'm killing Kim Jong Un.
Right.
Don't like the
I
Asians.
think that would be a common
Kidding.
denominator.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then you're marrying Trump.
And I'm marrying Trump for the money.
Same.
Okay. All right.
Same.
I think that was a easy one. Honestly.
That was a pretty easy one. Maybe if you had a little Russian in your background, that could have changed a little bit. But
Yeah.
all right, I just wanted to see how you feel.
I just don't understand. I'm a fairly conservative person with politics, but like, I'm not heartless, right? Like, why can't we just get along? People's lives are at stake. Like that's the bottom line.
Because somebody always wants somebody else's stuff. That's
Crazy.
it. Or it's what we started this from, and it's religion. People don't like the other person's religion. It has started all of the wars.
Listen, I don't disagree with you on the religion thing, but like religion nowadays is not what it was back then. Like we're not going to have a holy war.
maybe-
One group is causing a holy war, and those are the ones that randomly explode.
Yeah, I mean, well, Jesus, how long has the Middle East been fighting? I mean, it's old hat now,
like,
even
for
talking
eternity.
about it, but it's all day, every day.
For eternity.
That's why when they say that Israel is doing this and blah, 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 I kind of lose interest, to be quite honest with you. It's every fucking year or every other year, they're bombing each other.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It seems kind of silly that like they can't figure out a way to work it out.
They're also the same fucking people.
Yeah.
Like two sides of the same coin, right? Like you're from the same thing, but like the same area, but like one's Muslim, one's Jewish. Like
Right.
just how hard is it to pull the religion out of the
I
politics?
mean, is it about land or is it about
I think
belief?
part of it is
or
about land, like who's
people who are captured and not given up yet? I mean, is that what they're fighting for?
I think
we have people in America who, and this has been all over the internet, you're waving the flag of the country you
my
fled,
God, yeah.
right? And you're destroying the country that you want to stay in. So, I mean, nothing makes sense.
No, we're living in the upside down.
Right.
It's really
Absolutely. So that's why you got
But
to
it's
keep it
also
in your...
really tough to deal with all this shit because we got this fucking thing and like we don't even know what's real.
No.
No, you're yeah. To an
I don't
extent,
think we
you're-
know what's real at all right now. I would even argue that we never knew what was real. We just didn't know it. That would be my argument.
Yeah.
Would be our entire lifetime has been incredible manipulation, but we didn't know.
But when we started-
because there was only a couple of outlets to get the
Yeah,
information.
but if you know what you know, like what you just said, then you know.
But what do you know?
And then you allow yourself to believe it whether you do or you don't. I've said this for years. You can know the flow of information through the news has been corrupted since, I want to say Obama's probably his second term.
I think it's been corrupted for forever.
I also am mature enough, old enough to now realize that it's probably always been that way.
Yeah, it's just you never like in the 60s, right? Fucking, you know, in the 60s to pay off Rupert Murdoch or whoever it was, like you could do it and you'd never
No
get
problem.
caught.
I mean, yeah,
You'd
exactly.
never
but,
get caught.
But the relaying of the news was different. So
yeah, but it would only
But a
different.
newscaster's job with a lot more freedom back in the day and a lot less money was that journalist's opinion. That got thrown away when it became a company.
Until
but what I'm saying-
Murdoch got those duffel bags of cash.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that,
And
like,
then he went, no, that's not how we talk anymore.
yeah, there's a room
Exactly.
where he got, they bought him an island or something, and it's like, all right, listen, we don't talk about this anymore. You know what, the thing in
Don't talk
Israel,
about Bruno.
we're not, you know what I mean? It's not happening. You know what I mean? Like, and they just don't talk about it
Right.
because
We're gonna
it's-
pass that over.
It's an agenda. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but it's always been like
But
that.
but I'm saying what I think that did. I think that died out the real journalism. I don't think there's real journalism besides boots on the ground, like those people who want to get into the streets and want to get
Yeah, but
next to
what
the
is
war.
real journalism? Some guy's fucking opinion on what's happening?
Yeah, I mean that was journalism. They would study the subject and they would give their opinion and they would write their essay.
But just that in general, somebody's opinion is not like, I mean, I can easily go into fucking.
Sure,
But you
but that's
trust that
super
guy. That
philosophical.
guy's built a
Yeah,
record.
but
on-
But you as an individual make that choice.
and that's
to
how you
like
get
that
behind
person.
comedians.
doesn't necessarily mean that he's right.
Sure.
Doesn't mean that like fucking. That,
No,
it
Adolf
means
Hitler thought he was right.
Exactly. It like when you
And there was people who backed him.
start to go down the fucking rabbit hole, and you get into some serious fucking questions. And I'm
we've always
I'm
looked
trying
up-
to keep it.
But we've
surface
always
level.
looked up to people. You're
I'm
always going
trying
to
real
look up
hard
to
to pull
people.
it out of you.
You're always going to look up to people, so you're not going to just stay straight and I believe what I believe and I'm believing in my square four corner wall.
But on
so
an individual level is fine. But what I'm saying is like as a country, as like an organized group of people, like what's right and wrong, like religion, morality.
Yeah, but I don't
who
think
thinks
right and
these
wrong
things
is a
are
hard
fucking,
thing to
Yeah, but
to
think
decipher.
about all of the things that they fight over. Is that?
Half of it is dumb shit.
But
I
that's what I'm
see-
saying.
dumb
on
shit to you.
No, dumb shit in general. You ask. I saw, and granted, it was one person, but I saw an interview a protester, and they were like, "We got to get Trump out of office. He's the devil." And they're like, "Okay, well, like, but what did he do that you didn't like?" And they were like, "I don't know.
They don't know.
All these people
Yeah,
are
but
here
listen,
because of him."
and this could be taken the wrong way. I don't like going to the beach and seeing a Muslim woman covered up in fucking burqas.
No, show me
not
them titties,
because.
bitties.
I mean, you're the worst. You are the worst.
Oh, is that not
But-
what we were discussing?
No, that's not why. I feel bad for
you
her
wanted to
because
see
she
if she was
doesn't have
hairy
a
or not.
voice
Oh, okay, all right.
to fucking say I want to be comfortable in 92-degree
But
weather.
the thing about the thing that's supposed to be the United States of America.
You just said show them titties, Biddy.
The thing that's supposed to be about the United States of America is if that's what you want to do, if you really feel good about that, then fucking do it. And
So
who fucking
I-
cares?
Right, but that
Agree.
religion hold, that strong religion still has an effect in that family.
That's a
because-
death clutch too. That's,
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's in,
When you
in
saw your aunt get
2025
stoned
when
to
you're
death.
covering up your body like that because a man can't see another man's woman or whoever even knows what the fucking thing is. I think it's crazy.
we're talking about burkas, right? Like the whole shebang.
Yeah, I was just
If they
talking about
feel
everything.
like that's what they want to do, let them do it. But the point is that like when you look at the fucking even and I think I lean more conservative than I do liberal, especially fiscally and about money
Oh, yeah,
and
of
stuff like
course.
that in business.
If you're not a
but
fiscal conservative,
but
you
like
don't make
the
any money.
fucking left. Fucking cries for change the same way the right cries for fucking change.
100%.
Everybody's like, we gotta change, or like when people say, "Oh, we're back." Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
100%.
Like, most of it is fucking nonsense. Like, if you really wanted to get super simple, it's like change everything. It was like it's 10% of your income is fucking to tax.
7.
The states deal with the fucking
7% across the board.
Across the board, the states deal with the states. The federal government deals with fucking a select few things and national security. But it's not like that because human nature is constantly trying to fucking get power and influence, and it's who we are. We're these little monkeys who fucking need to fucking do
Can't say
shit
that anymore,
and
Jeff.
need to make things happen. That's
Even
what
I
we
know
are.
that.
I call my kids monkeys all the
But
time.
we are the greatest social experiment in the history of the world. Because for 300 and something years or whatever it is, we have created this marketing campaign and we have produced more money than anybody has ever produced in the history of the world.
Wildest dream, your wildest dream.
And we've convinced ourselves that like we're the good guys, we're the best, we're the this, and we're just another fucking landmass like all the other fucking
don't you
land
think though
masses.
that we've done it better than anybody's ever
I
done
think we have organized and done the most significant social experiment in the history of mankind. But I don't think on any level it represents the totality of what human beings actually are. Nick the Tooth posted something the other day and it fucking flipped me the fuck out. I thought about it and I was like, this is incredible. It was two aliens on a pod. They had a podcast and they were talking shit about the earth. And they were like, yeah, man, think about it. Like, and they had this aerial view of the whole
Oh,
planet.
did you share it?
I shared it.
I saw it.
And as aerial view of the whole planet. And they were like, wait a second. They have all the resources.
Yeah.
They have all the shit that they need. Right there. It's built in. But they made up this fucking system that created scarcity.
Right.
They created a system
Not wrong.
that made it so some people have and some people don't have.
Right.
But if you wipe away the system, everything that you need is right there.
I think.
And
I
when you
think
think about that, that is, and I listen, we can talk about markets and we can talk about this and we can talk about fucking, but
Well,
when
you
you
know-
bring it all the way down to the bottom, it's the truth. Money, it's not real. Status is not real. Nothing is real.
it's true.
Except what we have chosen to agree upon.
So
what's
where I
real.
disagree is it comes down to effort.
Yeah, no, but I understand that part. I mean,
so like you're gonna work harder.
Yes.
I'm not gonna work. We're gonna
Yes.
get the same thing.
no, I don't.
I don't think that should be
I'm
rewarded
not.
at all.
I'm not a like a communist or a socialist or even think that system works. But what I do think is that now where we're at now, like you have the systems that we've created up to this point. I think it's time for something new.
I think it's pretty good though too. At the same time, I feel like we've done a great job.
We've done a great job, but I think it's
Listen, there's always room for
it's
improvement.
time for a software update. It's time for a software update, and I think the problem in the world right now is all of the people that are in control are fighting hard. But who's gonna get to choose what that software update
I also
is?
think that the people in the United States, some people, certain groups, specifically gays for Palestine, need to go see what it's like in Palestine.
Of course,
for them.
Of course.
Like the walking contradictions that people have turned out to be, like stupid shit like that is
No, they throw gay people off the fucking roof
After they lit you on fire.
in those countries.
yeah, like and
like
then
that's real shit.
you're supporting that, like that's a problem.
But that's because they don't know, because they're fucking fed this. If you're fucking 18 years old and you're angry and your hormones are fucking raging and all you're getting is information that sways one way, like it's gonna convert you. I mean, I'm fucking addicted to this fucking thing for, the different lanes in which I'm addicted to it. Everybody is.
Yeah, absolutely.
I fucking
3 years ago, you said this thing was good for us, and it's not. I was right the whole time.
I don't think it's not good.
We don't need it in our pockets.
I don't think it's not good. It's just a matter of like progress is inevitable, but it's happening so fast right now that we feel as though like things are
Yeah,
still,
but how long are we going to
things-
keep on saying that? It's just going to get faster and faster.
I know. And we're not
then our heads are gonna explode.
We're not ready. Like we're like the first like transitional generation.
Not me.
Don't ever call me a transgender.
No, but what I'm saying is that like
I
we're
call them Transformers.
we're right in the middle. We've
Yeah.
talked about this before. We're right in the middle.
We're the last
only
We're like this.
group that's really existed equally in both sides.
Yeah.
Yes.
The people that are younger than us, this is all they know. We still have a connection to what the world was before this was happening.
Yep.
But it's moving so fast. And I think for us, like there's still kind of like this nostalgia.
Yeah.
Nostalgia, this feeling as if
Yep.
the way it was
We're the last anchor to
was
that.
better.
We're the
Yeah.
last.
And it's like you got to get over that. We need to all kind of get together and figure out some new games to play.
But what do they say when you're playing a sport, when you're learning a sport, when you're trying to play cards correctly? Play
Practice
simple.
makes perfect.
Play simple.
Yeah, but this
Keep it simple.
The human being is
We're
the
not.
most,
We're not doing simple
but the
anymore.
human being is the most complex fucking animal that's ever existed.
Sure.
There's nothing simple about us.
But
man.
keep your world simple. And I mean, listen, what are we supposed to be doing here anyway? Are we supposed to be enjoying ourselves, or are we supposed to be miserable and fucking yelling at each other?
That's
I mean, come on.
But that's the question. And we spend look at the way, especially us who live here in New York, and we're businessmen, and we fucking how hard do we fucking work? How many
Very.
games do we play to just be stressed out and
Just
fucking
to-
and fucking constantly chase the wheel of more and more? You don't even know fucking why. And listen, I'm guilty of it all. I like expensive shit. I like stuff I want to have.
Yep, I
but
agree.
sometimes when I am at, especially now in my situation now,
What am I doing? This is what I say.
I
to them.
stare up at the fucking sky and I'm like, what the fuck is the point of any of this?
Right. Right.
What's the fucking meaning of any of it?
I don't know. Go to the beach, lay down. Look
I
at
don't know.
stuff.
I have like my friends and I. We have conversations.
This is going in a weird place today.
My friends and I have conversations. I'll be watching like UFC and smoking hot ring girl there, and then yeah, dude, get yeah. What you wouldn't do it? No, I was just thinking like my fantasies are different than yours.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? I go. I fantasize about selling everything, moving to Isla Morada, and learning how to budget. and not having sleepless nights
Yeah,
where
yeah.
I mean even last
But then
night.
think about that, and I think about that too. Like, imagine if you did hit it, right? And you were, because I think of it all the time. What would be so great to be able to get to a certain amount to where you could stop and just fucking let time go. But then what would you do? Would you
would
go crazy
No,
thinking about shit to do? I think I might.
Wonder what the percentage of people who do stop, because you see people in all sorts of areas where they don't retire.
It's the ability.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know how. So I wonder what the percentage is
It's
of
the
people
ability.
actually just walking away.
It's not the actual stopping. It's the ability in your mind
to have that choice.
to be like, okay, I don't feel like working today, and I have.
Well, it's $5 million at 6% in the fucking bank.
I have
produce
$5 million in
fucking
cash,
interest,
and if the roof breaks, I can write a check for 10 grand, and it's no sweat off my
Yeah,
sack.
but do you realize that the fucking amount of people, and we have a skewed perspective here because of where we live, because there's more money here than in most places, but we have a very unrealistic perspective. The amount of people that ever get close to that is this much.
Well, here's the scary part.
Fucking nobody.
You and I have both made that amount of money many times over. You just can't hold on to it. I can't hold on to it. That's the problem. It's like, we had one baby, then we had twins, then we need a bigger house. I need a bigger car. Oh, we need something to do. We got to get a pool. And then, none of which I disagreed with, but like all of a sudden,
It's never ending.
where it doesn't stop.
It's never ending.
If I make more money, somehow my expenses get larger.
Because it's what we're taught. It's what we grow up in. It's what this thing reinforces.
The key
it's
is
everything that we do.
All of it is living within your means and controlling your expenses. And if you could do that,
And probably throwing in patience.
Yeah.
then like you're golden.
It's really understanding what makes you tick, what makes you happy. And I can honestly say
but
that I've always
days-
struggled with that. Like
There's
I don't,
days when one thing makes you happy, and then the next day something else makes you happy. That's just
true. I think my
that's
happiness
patience.
is like, what makes me happy, honestly, is the sun. Where the fuck has it been?
the sun. Yeah.
It's coming, baby. It's coming. Don't you worry about it. It's
Wait,
gonna be
Eventually
hot.
it's coming, right?
It's going to be sweltering.
Some good
Sweltering.
Talk about the Jews. It's going to be svelte.
Yeah.
It's going to be svata
Oh my
outside.
God, I'm schwitzing. I
You're
was
gonna
in
schwitz
Boca.
all over.
I was in Boca. I came up. I had to come for Mark Seder.
Well, I don't know. How about the guy in Minnesota who had 45 people on his list to kill and he only got to one?
Yeah. You want to see a fucking loser? Right there.
What a loser, right?
What a loser.
I mean, good Lord. 45 people. He leaves his car and kills one and then gets caught.
Yeah.
What? Who are you that you need to kill 45? You got 45 people that you have named.
Named,
you wanna kill.
listed, left
Jet,
it in your car on purpose.
You're on a few lists, right?
Maybe. I don't
think
think
you're
so.
on a
I mean,
list?
at
You
this
think you're
point
on
in
a
my
kill
life,
list?
I don't think so.
Kill list is rough. People aren't really walking around killing people.
There's a guy right now
That-
cleaning his
you're on his
rifle,
list?
putting on fucking
Putting on
lipstick,
lipstick?
listening to the last week's podcast.
You think you got somebody who hates you?
Oh, somebody like that, like somebody who doesn't know me, like that type of thing, maybe. I don't think somebody who knows me.
There's a trans Chinese man right now going, this guy, Vin, on Who Are These Guys?
He represents everything that's evil in
Yeah.
this world.
I'm going to be walking up to my house and then that's it, lights out.
In high school or college, have you ever had beef with somebody that you knew it was probably going to go down soon and you had to walk around looking over your shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Were you nervous about getting beat up or just the whole fight aspect of it?
So I am. How can I say this without sounding like a total loser?
Just say
I
it. Stop
am-
worrying about it.
I don't like violence.
Admit it. You're Jewish.
I'm actually 2% Chinese. No, I don't like violence. I really don't. I'm
I don't at
I'm
all.
good at it, but I don't like it.
What do you mean you're good at it?
I can fight.
Oh, yeah. You've been in a few fights?
Fucking cut people open for a living every day.
Yeah, but that I'm saying you've been in a fight. You brought a weapon into a fight before back in the day.
I stabbed a few people in my day. No, I've never.
Can't be serious.
I've never hurt anybody with like that. I mean, like I think the worst I ever did was throw a kid through a glass window.
Okay, but you've been into fights.
Yeah.
I know you've been into fights.
I had a fucking like multi-year rivalry once with this one kid from Copac.
What do you mean?
Every time we would see each other, we would fight.
Get out
It
of
was
here.
just on.
It's kind of epic.
On
What-
site.
how old?
It's kind of, and then eventually at the beach at Gilgo, I had a fucking in our final fight. I broke my fucking.
In a final fight. I love that.
I broke my fucking
Femur?
my
Achilles? Ankle?
Ankle?
yeah, my ankle. I broke my ankle. I think our first fight.
All right, so time out. How old were you? About? This is college days?
college time.
Okay.
I think the first time we fought was in Oneonta.
Sick.
Like he was somebody.
you just saw him in
like,
Copenhagen?
Yeah, no, we just got into some beef shit. Like he was friends with somebody, and then I saw him again and on the train tracks.
Isn't
and
that the dumbest thing
like
in the world?
We fought like multiple. Every time we see each other, it would be on.
Love that.
And then fucking at the last time, after the last time, like fucking I knocked him out once. If I broke my ankle, fucking like, and then at the beach we were like. Cheers, bro. Fucking and like fucking.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Watch this stupid shit. What were you guys fighting over?
No, I have no idea.
It didn't start like a drunk night at the bar or a chick, anything?
No,
What-
I am a fucking. I
know how you
am
are
a
drunk.
I'm a fucking an animal.
Jesse fucked his wife.
An animal
they were in
of a
college.
fucking human person. Like I'm fucking like my.
Yeah,
my,
but did you just
my
see-
gauge is always. It's not like I've never been somebody who like look for fight, but I would be the type of person to where like I would never let it go.
Easy question. This is what I think you are, right? Especially back in the day. I don't know. I could be wrong. You're buzzing nice at a fucking party. You see a guy you don't like. That then persists you. I think not that you sought out a fight.
Perseverate? What's that word?
Not that you sought out a fight.
I'm gonna tell
but if
you-
somebody, even if he's talking in the distance and he ticks you off, especially when you're 22, I feel like that would kick you off. Like
No.
I'm
Are you
waiting for a bad
Are you a
look.
hit first type of guy? Because I've only known you.
There was the world in which I was a young, angry fucking child who would fucking, pop off, and then there's a world of where I learned how to fight like a professional and like fucking. So now I'm absolutely not.
I tell you what, that is
hit first.
after I learned how to do jujitsu, what a confidence swing. And I learned how to
Yeah.
do jujitsu when it wasn't cool.
Yeah, because you have a defense.
Well,
That's
nah,
a
you have a
huge-
defense, you have an offense. I could choke you unconscious before you know
Understandable,
what
but
happened.
you
And you
also
would
know how to
never,
protect yourself.
you would never like fucking. You know how serious that something could happen, especially with somebody who's fucking just angry and untrained. I mean, like you fucking kill somebody. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
you don't. But I know when you probably remember this. But when I was a senior, so you were already out of school, there was that girl who killed herself. You remember that?
Yeah, in the bagel shop.
Yep. And
In the bagel shop, she did it.
yeah, she shot herself in the head.
Oh God.
And her and I were like friends when we.
Strawberry cream
Swindlehurst, baby.
Her and I were friends when we were younger, like close.
Yeah. I remember you said a story
We
that
used
you
to
were
hang
kind
out
of
all
getting
the time.
blamed.
And yeah, and some
It's
kind
like
of
some
weird,
way you were
some
kinda
kind of
getting blamed.
weird thing happened to where like I said something like in homeroom and somebody twisted what I said. And by the end of the day, the principal's like pulling me over, being like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? What are you saying? And it like turned into like
Jesse's evil.
Jesse said if she killed herself because her boyfriend broke up with her, then she deserved it. Like, which nothing even remotely close to that. I think I said something along the lines of like, everybody's fucking cutting out of school and using her shit as an excuse. They didn't even know her. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, and that turned into, and so that was Halloween in fucking 1999.
Right.
And fucking,
She killed herself on Halloween.
no, she,
So that's real dark.
the day before Halloween. Halloween was the day after.
Okay.
That weekend, I think we were at what was the place that was up on 109? The Shoot 2 or Shoot 3 or the
Yeah.
Vetter or whatever.
The Veta was up by 109.
The one that behind the car parts
Yep,
store.
yep.
So the Vetter. We were at Danny Vega's house. His parents went away. He had the house to himself. So our plan was we're going to go to the Vetter. We're going to see if we can recruit some chicks, bring them back to the house to do what young boys do.
Yes, absolutely.
And a mob of kids formed, and fucking I got jumped by like fucking 20 people. And
Because
it
of what
all
was
started.
heard.
It all started with this kid that was from Islip who turned out to be like Glenn Schaefer's half brother.
Jesus Christ. A lot of Lindy name dropping on this one.
Yeah, maybe I should not drop names.
No.
So it turned out to be a half brother of a kid that we went to school with, and just because they were here and shit, and it was like everybody was just ramped up.
So
it was
somebody
like,
kills
it was
himself
like,
and Jesse gets jumped.
it was
later
like
that
the
night.
angry. It was an angry mob,
Right.
And I got jumped by like 20 people.
Wow.
And I remember that was like a moment that like marked me. Like
I couldn't imagine.
it marked
having
me.
that
It
many
turned
people.
me into like an animal, like chip on my shoulder.
Because you feel like you're by yourself, probably.
It turned me into
don't
a
feel
person
you
to
are.
where
How'd
like
you even
that
get-
will never, ever, ever in this fucking world.
How'd you
I
get
will
out of
never
that?
let something like that happen again.
How'd you get
That's,
out of it? Just ran.
I just kind of turtled up and
Yeah,
and eventually like I turtled up real good.
and then they just stopped.
And then eventually like somebody like pulled me out and like
Okay.
like separated it.
Jesse's been carrying a gun ever since.
And that made me angry. That made me like I'm never gonna be a victim. I'm always gonna fucking be ready to go for, you know what I mean? And like it made me angry. It made me, and so I think,
And then that didn't mix well with fucking alcohol.
and I think so. Anytime anybody ever got like disrespectful or like trying to flex,
yeah.
I was like, fuck it, let's go. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
fuck it. I'm not waiting until you. I'm not waiting until you fucking, you know.
Yeah.
And I
See,
became.
I'm the complete opposite.
I became that.
I didn't have fights at all. At all. Hated watching them. Didn't even like
But
watching
I
them.
also, I mean, regardless of that dramatic story, I think, you know, there's aggression in all of us, you know? Some people have it more than others and for different reasons. And, you know,
I'm not good at the in between. I'm good at like
all out or nothing.
best friend, worst enemy.
Yeah.
I'm not good at the like, well, why did you say that? Like, why did you do that? Like,
I've gotten better at it as I've gotten older.
So you're not
Yeah.
good at explaining yourself.
no, I'm not good at like, if, you know, like you're going to pretend to be my friend and you're going to say something to, you know, somebody else about me. But you're my friend or
but,
you're not.
but by the time you get to this age, all that shit's out of your life anyway.
Nah, when you're like doing the shit that him and I got to do, it's like, you know, you hear
You deal with some very disrespectful
You get
people.
one guy, he says something about you, who's, you know, wants to hang out with you on the weekends, and then he's saying something else to put something. It's like, listen,
That's weird. I
You-
wouldn't deal with that.
I'm gonna if you're my buddy, or if you're my friend, I'm gonna defend you. I will talk shit to your face,
Right.
and I'll tell you when you're right, and I'll tell you when you're wrong. You're not gonna hear me, you know, say bad things to you. Well, maybe you, but you're not John. No, I'm kidding. I won't talk.
I don't
shit
ever
behind
want to
your
be
back.
around anybody who doesn't like my presence. I feel very, very uncomfortable if somebody's angry at me or they're upset with something that I did. I don't like being around that
So you've
person.
never had a fist fight in your life?
I've gotten jumped once.
Have you ever had the
Nope.
the gratification of fucking
Nope.
blasting somebody in their teeth?
I've never punched
You never
anybody in
saw
the
someone's
face.
eyes roll back and go, "Oh fuck, I
Nope.
shouldn't have done that."
I always have dreams, and I've said this before. I've always had dreams that my punches are like feathers, and it's like, and it's like I get really angry and I'll punch somebody and nothing happens.
That's an incredible dream.
Oh,
That's
it's
a
so scary. It
self-confidence
feels,
issue.
That's
oh,
like-
it's a complete self-confidence.
That's
issue.
like, you know, like-
look at me.
I have a dream
You're
that
like fucking 6'2", 240. You're
I'm
like
6'1",
you can't be
big, and I'm
You
a
can't be that
teddy
big
bear.
of a total
I'm
pussy.
fucking teddy bear.
Yeah, but it's just a skill like any other skill. If you learn how to channel your weight, you have more weight than I do.
Oh,
Sure.
Theoretically, your punch would
I
be
mean,
harder
I've
than mine.
wrestled. I've wrestled here and there, but I'm not a.
Well, you
I'm
beat me in
not-
pickleball.
I am so far from a violent guy. Like I am
Yeah,
just.
but I think that's like a loaded
I'm
word,
looking
though.
for laugh. I'm looking
It's
to
like
laugh
a loaded
all the
word.
time.
Like I don't think I'm a,
100%, but I'm not a violent.
What's a loaded word?
like
Violent?
I'm a violent guy. Like I don't think I'm a violent guy, but I'm capable of violence. I'm highly proficient at violence in
Sure.
a specific way.
I don't think.
but I don't think
most
that makes
people-
me violent.
I don't think most people
No, I
in
think
a
just-
set mind.
You
in a
should be
straight
able to
mind,
commit violence.
I
You should be. You should be. Like,
I don't think somebody in a straight set mind is violent. I don't think most people are. I think 99% of people are not violent people.
But I also
But
think
once you
99%
put-
of the people are capable of violence under the right
Everybody
circumstances.
is
Sure, I mean,
capable of
I'm
it.
capable of fucking
What is
throwing
that,
this
Joker?
goddamn desk over and fucking running at both of you.
Yeah.
But I don't want to,
What's
nor
that? He's
would
got
I.
No shot.
What? I would go after one of you first.
Well,
I don't
you-
know.
no.
Imagine if I just threw
You
the table and
gotta-
jumped in between you.
He'd go to flip the desk. He goes to flip the desk and he can't get it over.
Get stuck.
Break my ankle trying to get out of the
He
desk.
trips. He falls on the
But
floor. What are you doing?
once you put a substance in somebody's body, which
Doesn't have
again,
to be a substance. It could be somebody threatening your kids, and you have this whole war chest that you don't know about. That's just
you're right.
primal.
You're right. I see that a lot too. You're right. And I thank God I don't think I've ever had that experience yet either.
Absolutely.
I've had people I've questioned, like walking around my children and shit like that, where you got to keep an eye on them.
I've out loud to those people. I've literally been like, Vincent, come here, stay away from him.
Yeah,
And they look
yeah.
at me weird, and it's just me letting you know I see you,
Sure.
regardless of whether your intentions are good or bad.
Yes. I
I
have no
think that's
problem
another
doing
thing
that.
too that comes like with time and confidence in yourself and like understanding. Like I feel like you learn to carry yourself with an energy of where like people know just by talking to you and knowing who you are that like this is not a person who I can fucking walk all over. And if I'm
Sure.
gonna choose to try to take advantage of this person, it's probably pretty obvious that it's not gonna be it's not gonna be easy. It's because this is going to be, and I think that like people that are shitty and want to take advantage of people, they look to take advantage of people that are weak, and not necessarily weak physically, but weak mentally. You know what I mean?
I give people though a lot of rope.
Yeah,
I do. I give a lot of people rope. I give them just enough rope to hang themselves with. And like I said, if we're good, we're great. I'll defend you, but I expect not the same because I know that people aren't gonna do for me as I do for them, and that's okay. But when somebody says something bad about you, about me to you, I expect you to speak up. You don't have to speak up and challenge them, but I expect that person to not indulge in the ooh.
Yeah.
I get that way with, so I'm a coach, so I get that way with like parents on parents, right? Like if their kids don't get along, shit like that. I don't speak up and say somebody, I don't believe that. Jesse's a great person. But we haven't hung out for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? This is just another parent I know. But I will say something like, I don't see that. I don't see it the way you see it. I think you should relax a little bit.
And that's enough.
And that's pretty much it. But if it was somebody like Jesse, who it is 30 years, it'd be like, nah, you're off your mark.
That's
like
all
this.
we can expect. But that's what I expect from people who know me.
Right.
Like you don't have to get into it with them, but I expect them to just be like, you're wrong. He's a great guy, or
Right.
whatever the case may be. And if I always try to have like an open door policy of like, if you think I'm doing something wrong or whatever, like I'm big enough or secure enough in my own skin to listen. I may not agree at first, but you can work me over a little bit and say, hey, Vin.
I like hearing people's opinions. I love hearing people's opinions. I love getting both sides of their opinions.
Yeah.
One of my soccer parents is a jiu-jitsu dude that this guy works with.
Is this the guy you were saying was a total pussy?
And no, he's not a pussy. He could probably beat people up.
he's
So he fucking says something at the end of the game, and he's getting into a little spat with another parent from the opposite team.
He's very passionate.
Stupid me, because sometimes I can't keep my mouth shut. That's my problem. I'm walking by collecting the fucking flags at the end of the game, and then I hear this one parent getting loud with the parent that I know, and I just butt in, and I'm like, nobody's telling their kid to harm your kid, right? Like I just go on this whole little rant, and the dad from the other team is just like, you didn't hear what he said. He said something, and I'm like, I know this guy. I know him for 2 years. He's not saying it right. So all this shit goes on, yelling back and forth. Finally, everybody separates. The guy then texts me from my team. He goes, I apologize. It's not one of my greater moments, but I might have said something that's not right. I was like, you son of a bitch, bro. I'm like, why would you do that? You're making me feel bad.
He flies off the handle.
Yeah.
He's a very good guy.
And I could see it too. But I was like, when I got home and saw the text, I'm like, I literally texted him back. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I'm like, you put me in a shitty spot.
We have a lot of it in Wantagh. It's a very competitive sports town. And when it comes to like contact sports, like football, man, dads are legit fighting.
Oh, yeah.
There's been
I laugh at those
more than
people.
one
I
instance.
fucking can't
There's
stand
this guy, dude. He's this guy. His name is Pat. He's a city fireman. I didn't dislike him, but like, he wasn't like the biggest fan at first. Then like he wound up coaching my son Vincent in baseball. You get to know him a little bit.
Right.
He's an all right guy. He's just one of the guys.
You deal with other people's parents.
And now he's one of my favorites of that group of kids.
Right.
And one of the coaches was like, from the other team, was like talking shit about kids pitching or something like that. And this guy, Pat, is built like a brick shit house. I mean, he's got to be 6'6", 260.
Right.
But that 260 is all muscle. Mm-hmm. He's like a Greek god, and he said something, he like mouthed off, and this guy Pat was like, how about I fucking kill you? And this guy, you never saw an ostrich in the sand so fast. And the other guy's like 5'10", fucking 260, right. Fat as fuck.
Balding.
Yeah, just like living through his kids. And I was like, Pat, we want to fuck him up. I'm like, I'll help you.
I'll be right behind
you.
I'm
I'm right there with you.
Pat's like, I don't need your fucking help.
No,
man.
Pat's like, I'll fucking kill you too.
Thanks a bunch.
I experienced that once at soccer with when he first started playing. A dad came up to me and was like, "Listen, I'm just letting you know right now, I'm gonna yell at your kid." And like,
wait, that was the coach or that was
another
just
dad, dad, and like it was
That's
so
weird.
It was so funny because it was like, I didn't grow up around sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, but like the me of Once Upon a Time probably would have gotten into a fight with that guy right there.
Oh, 100%.
But the me now, I was like, hey, cool, man. Do what you got to do.
Well, it's not what you say; it's how you say it.
No, but he
It's
said
just-
it like a
guy
dick.
Sounds like a dick.
He said it like a dick. But I think that like when I thought through it, I just think he was an awkward person, doesn't know how to fucking talk and deal in the world and like that, you know what I mean? Like that was the best he was able to communicate that. I thought to myself, like I had like this moment of where like
I should have said something else.
no, like I had this moment of where like, all right, cool, do what you got to do. And then like in my head, it's like if I ever feel as though fucking like you're disrespecting my kid in a way that makes me uncomfortable, like I will eat you and shit you out.
Well,
Like you're good at a game. I will fuck your life.
I've had
like,
moments
fucking,
where like I didn't say the right, like sometimes like I have to take it in sometimes with what somebody says, and then the moment passes and then I'll just be home and I'll be like, I should have just given him fucking
shower
one.
thoughts.
I should have given him one fucking thing. Shower thoughts, exactly.
But it's funny. It's funny with grown men, and I've experienced this. I don't have a lot of experience like you guys in the sports fucking world, but I've experienced this in business a bunch of times. Once actually at a thing that we were at together with the gentleman who's going to be at this week's thing, who's presenting.
Okay.
I had a thing.
He's one of the most awkward people ever.
I had a thing with him once, like to where like guys will like size you up, and it's like the same thing. It's like the same thing. It's like I like I've gotten to a point to where like I don't want the guy that I was once upon a time would act differently.
Right.
But I'm like, I think to myself, and it's like, what is the game that you're playing? You trying to see if you got more money than me? Are you trying to see like, are you more influential than I am? Like you're in the doing it in this passive aggressive way. And like I just think to myself, like, what is it that you're
He's
trying?
one of the most weirdest
like, what are you
people
trying
ever.
to accomplish?
Right.
Is it because if we take it down to the human level, like two animals, I'm gonna fucking eat you. Like, but if that's not what we're talking about here, so why are you talking about that?
Right.
Like, do what you do, and I'll do what I do, and like fucking, it's cool.
He said something to me too once about like, you look like you could fight, and I was like, out of nowhere, I was like, what?
He certainly does not.
No, you could literally hammer that guy into his grave, just dropping lumber, and he would. There's nothing he could do.
No, but it's just I've met guys like that, like guys that are like passive aggressive, and like they're trying to feel you out and like in this aggressive kind of weird way. But I think I've learned as time has gone on, like it's kind of part of being a man. You know what I mean?
But
You
the
got to be able to
restraint-
like
Yeah.
you got to be able to like
There's something
let
to the
that roll.
restraint.
And to
Yeah.
bookend the whole thing, that's probably what these leaders of these countries are doing to each other.
No, but those guys are probably like the shit that they do. to
Yeah,
each
but they
other.
like they don't actually fight. That's the problem.
Yeah, they're
So like
they're
if you
computer fighters.
said
They're
the
fighting behind their
shit Trump
buttons.
and like go back to our own elections, right? Trump, Biden, and even Obama. If you said that shit in a normal setting, someone's leaving
Fighting.
with a black eye.
Yeah, but they're professional fighters. They just do it in a different way. They are
Right.
professional fighters.
Yeah, but there's no
Afterwards-
consequences to what you say.
Well, and afterwards they sit at dinners and they fucking hug each other and laugh.
Yeah.
About
Yes.
money that
That's
they
a
made
problem,
and
dude.
games. Well, but that's
But
that's
that was like
human
the whole
nature.
Obama thing too. Like with him was like his first election, all right. His second election, if you didn't agree with him, you were a terrible person. But
Right.
like it's that's you
Well,
know
the division of left versus right, red versus blue, the team equation. It's all designed to shift for
everybody-
power. It's not like they're there up there on Capitol Hill. They work together. That's what they do.
But have you
They're
ever
all
seen-
friends in a weird
Yeah, but I
way.
would
in a
never
weird
be
way. Yeah,
friends with
they're all
somebody
just
like that.
but it's
They're
just
all
like
like housewife friends where they could slap each other in the face and then next week they're fucking
I
hugging
could
each
never
other.
do that.
100%.
I
They're
could
at a
never-
fucking
Yes.
XYZ restaurant.
You could do that.
Oh, fucking no, because they're all. But they're like the guy. You've dealt with attorneys. That's how attorneys are like. Two attorneys can fight to the death in the fucking courtroom, and then at noon they
they're
go and they
arguing
sit
a
and they
case.
have.
That's not personal.
But it's the same thing. That's exactly what
I
politics
get what you're
is.
saying, but it's like
Same exact thing.
No.
It's just all of us believe.
But that's like an attorney out of nowhere being like, "Well, you're a fat, bloviating piece
No,
of
but
shit."
you're talking about the levels, right? You have like local politicians, people that like want to be like the town supervisor
Yeah,
and the
they're all right.
organizer, and you have people that like, I really feel passionate about this thing, right? And then you go from here to here to here. Next thing you know, you're the fucking senator of New York State. You're the representative from Wisconsin.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're in that club. It is so beyond like the whole like, I really feel strongly about this thing and this.
Right.
It's a business. And they're lawyers.
shame that
They're
it's a
all attorneys.
And it's a show.
They are.
They're all attorneys. And what do attorneys do? They argue the
Lobby.
fucking facts to kind of
Fucking
find the fucking way to win. Not necessarily find the best solution, but to find the best way to win this particular argument.
They lobby.
Yep.
That's what they do.
And you know, it's blown out of proportion, I think. And I think we're so uneducated and so
well, we're too comfortable. That's just you know what? You turn the lights go
Yeah.
on, air conditioners
well,
working.
every time I leave the country and I see, and it's so obvious to me about how like we're fucking so ridiculous. We have everything.
everything.
We have everything.
There's a
And
place
people
that
in
you
other
can
places,
go to.
the shit that they have to do, like the shit that they have to do just to fucking make like minimum wage in these countries, like they fucking like they don't have living wages, man.
Right.
They don't have living wage. The shit that people have to do that live in like urban environments in other countries, it's mind blowing what they have to do just to get by.
Yeah.
We have everything.
I'm not naive to that fact, and obviously neither are you, and I would imagine you're not. But John definitely is.
He quit. He's like, fuck this shit. I'm
Yeah,
out.
he was like, I heard he turned down an offer from Clay Rose because he didn't want to get on the phone with him. He wanted to sponsor us.
Doesn't want to get us sponsored.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. But the problem is nothing changes because nothing changes.
Because nothing changes. Because every 4 years something is different, or every 8 years something is different. It's.
I
on
wonder
purpose.
if the move is to allow
listen,
them 8 years
We're
straight
still
through.
talking about abortion. I remember when I was 8 years old, that was a part of the fucking running,
Yeah, it's true.
running
I
of
feel
the
like
presidential candidates.
You're gonna laugh, hold your breath, but I have a very reasonable answer to abortion. And I think it should always be to protect life at all costs. But I don't think that we should force like rape victims to have babies that they don't want to. Like I think that both sides, the extremes,
Yeah, I
should
think
be
people have said that before.
punched in the fucking face. But I think we should always aim to protect life. I think that's a very reasonable thing.
I just
And
don't
that's-
understand
and
why
that's
that
your
whole
thought.
thing can't just be brought down to a medical standard, like an agreed upon medical standard. Like there's a time frame in which like why can't they?
But
agree
because
on
the
it?
religious right thinks that, well, not even the
What do
religious
you mean
right
by-
and
wait,
science,
What do you mean by medical standard?
like a time
I mean, like
frame.
there's a time
You
frame
got 8
in
weeks.
which like you have to make the decision.
I
have
thought
to
there
make-
was.
Because no, well, there is, but there isn't, but there is, there isn't. So the religious people believe that sperm meets egg, that's life.
I get that. I
Science
understand all
also
that.
says, well, when sperm meets egg, that is life.
Like I don't think fucking like religion should enter into it at all. It shouldn't.
Well, it
be.
is. Religion's going to influence your decisions if you believe that, right? I mean, look, there's a whole sect of people that are randomly blowing up on airplanes.
Yeah, but what
Yeah,
I'm
but if
saying
you
is that
believe
like
in the
I don't
human- if
think
you
I don't
believe-
think religion should govern a woman's
Of course
body.
not.
I don't
The
think, like,
greatest thing the
fucking-
American people did was
I don't think that
separation of church
fucking-
and state.
You know what I mean?
It should be the human element of that.
A
person.
woman should have the choice to do that whether or not, but there also should probably be some sort of a reasonable medical standard by which it becomes dangerous or something. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like
I don't
you
know what that number is. Maybe it's
Me neither.
20 weeks.
But
Maybe it's
but
10.
once again, it's another one of those things to where you would think that like the medical community
I just love
on their own could come up with a suggestion, but no, it becomes political and
Yeah.
it gets argued.
I
and it
love the
becomes-
arguments though. Like if you watch passionate people argue about this, I got a buddy who does it to me and my other friend Joe all the time. He'll be like, "But what about all the women that are home doing home abortions and they're dying?" And then you Google like what percentage of women are doing like home abortions. It's
0.0.
like
But that's what everybody does.
one
is
woman
they-
in the country did it, and then she's dying, and then later in the article, it's like she barely survived, but survived.
Right.
And you go, actually, Justin, she lived, or like you have to drive.
It's better than having the baby born and then throwing it out the window.
I
It's
agree.
better than having the baby born and fucking drowning it when it's 5.
It's just another
I mean-
example of like something that they create and they use against us to like create this like it's like all of these. While meanwhile, you know, the biggest issues in regards to fucking what a country is supposed to be and a civilization and a society and the ability to live a good life. It's like we're not focusing on any of that stuff.
I gotta be honest, I'm so tired of talking about it.
All right, so if
Not
you
only is it here, no, just
I
not,
liked it. I don't talk about it too much
no,
because
no.
I don't fucking have like when
talking
people
about abortion,
no, like
Oh,
just
I was like, you're talking
politics
about-
and then like
oh.
it's everywhere. It's like I've stopped watching the news completely. I watch the
stopped
news
a
for
long
the
time
weather. That's it.
Don't watch the
and
news.
then half the time that's not even right.
I stopped in 2016.
I'm not kidding, dude. Like I can't take it
stopped
anymore. I
during
have
COVID.
childhood friends who hate me because I feel the way I feel because of my life experiences, and they feel the way they feel, and I don't hate them for it.
It's silly.
They know me, like, dude, like, we've done the dumbest shit together. Like, we have an unbreakable bond that they want to break because
Because you don't watch the news?
because of I feel the way I do about politics, and they feel the way they
But
do.
anybody who lets this stuff affect them to the point,
There's a lot, dude.
you
Those
have
people are crazy.
You have a problem.
Those are also
You
people
have a
that go to
problem.
fucking demonstrations and cry
I don't indulge
because of a rich guy who didn't fucking make something. I mean, it's those people are insane.
I don't indulge anymore. I can't.
Have you ever had time to go to a riot?
Never.
Have you ever had time to go to a protest?
Never have
No.
I ever gone to the only time I ever went to was they had like a Trump rally in the Seaford parking lot.
Right.
And my buddy, who's a Nassau County cop, was like, "You got to see how many people
You
here."
wanted to see what it was all about.
And I
That's
just
what-
went to look to see how many
Right.
people. It was so big that Nassau County Police drove them down Sunrise Highway, and they stopped at 109. So Nassau was
Yep.
like, "We have to go back," and they were still coming out of the parking lot
Yeah.
of Seaford.
I think I remember that.
It was insane. But now that same dickhead friend of mine, who I love dearly, is like, "Well, you go to Trump rallies." It's like, no, I just wanted to see what I could see.
Right.
I want to see what it was
and
about.
you don't have to explain yourself either.
And I don't have to explain myself.
If you were stuck in jail and the only way to get out, you had to tell me one secret. Which one would you choose?
I would tell you about that time.
If you were stuck in jail and you had to tell me one
Tune
secret,
in next week, people.
What are your secrets? Tell which one would you choose?
I mean, I'm definitely not going to tell like, dark secrets on a fucking podcast that other people are going to see.
That was the point. I wanted to see. If you would
No,
say-
that's
Yeah,
probably
one
But,
time-
but also, I don't think I have too many, like, really, like...
I don't think we have to.
Whatever secrets I had kind of blew over and fucked me up.
Yeah,
You know?
they're
those-
in the deposition
those,
now.
Those secrets are out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I don't really think I got a lot of secrets.
No,
No,
It depends how long's the sentence.
That's why I said choose one. What?
How long is the sentence?
No, it was the only.
Am I
way to-
getting out in a week? Am I
No,
in
it
a
was
drunk
the only.
tank?
It was the only way to get out of jail. You'd have to tell one of your skeletons.
Then I would tell it. Tune in next week, people, to see what Vince's dark secrets are.
Let's put you in a vest,
Yeah.
in a crazy vest.
One time at band camp,
Do men like steak because it looks so much like a vagina if it's cooked right?
I don't know what
What?
kind of fucking steak you're eating.
Come on, think about.
I've never
you
eaten a
like your
steak that looks like a vagina.
You like your steak rare?
Medium.
Medium, right? So do I. I like my steak medium. You ever cut that thing?
Like pink on the inside is what you're trying to say?
Yeah, medium. Nice medium.
How much gray around the outside does your previous vaginas have?
No. There's no gray on the outside. This is a nice meaty cut.
I don't think steak looks like
Why do you
vagina.
think we
I think
call
this
them
is
meat
gonna-
curtains? I mean, come on, Jesse.
I
This
think
isn't a
that
mistake.
I think you need to reassess where you're buying your beef from, and I think that this is just as bad as the
Next
time
time
you tried
you
to
look at
explain the porn star face.
The
if
porn
not
star
worse.
face is real. Listen,
This has to make it now because
next
John
time you
has to
cook a
hear it.
steak. No, it doesn't. Next time you cook a steak, let me know.
Think about if it looks
Next
like,
time you cut your steak,
What kind of beef are you eating that looks like
I'm
that?
eating like New York strip steaks. I'm eating good
I
steaks.
never in my life have never seen a New York strip steak that looks like a vagina.
I think that might be a sign you need to have more sex.
I mean, probably.
That might be.
That's not.
you need to talk to
I'm
this guy's
telling
wife,
you.
dude.
You never fell in love with food? Telling you, a nice steak.
Never wanted to fuck my steak,
I'm
Kurt.
not talking about fucking the steak. There's a resemblance.
And it makes you feel sexual?
No,
Does fire make you horny too?
no, you're not getting it.
Not at
It's
all.
fine. It's fine.
Okay.
You'll get it one day. One day it's gonna click. You're gonna cut a steak,
Like, oh,
a
wow.
perfect steak,
Pussy.
and you're gonna be like, wow, wow.
I was in Londoners today. I went to that pita bowl place. It's good there.
It's good. I think I know the people that own
Across
that.
Very
from
expensive.
Johnston's. Yeah, it is $40 for 2 bowls. I was like, what the fuck did I get?
Yeah, the Greek,
And it's not a lot.
Greeks are weird.
They like
Their
butt
dancing's
stuff.
weird. Their personalities are weird.
I like
like
a nice
butts.
Greek salad with chicken. I like it.
I
love
do
Greek
too. That's
salad.
what I had. I had the pita. It was basically a Greek salad with chicken and vegetables at the bottom.
I like
I
it.
had so much onions though.
I love a gyro too. A gyro
Gyro's
is
The gyro?
delicious.
You want the gyro?
Because you said it like that, I said delicious.
You're rich. I got my balls busted when the other
Gyros
day
are
when I
great.
was like, yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
Greek people like Italians and Jews mixed together.
I agree with that.
I think Greeks are like,
Their dancing is awful.
Like you take one Jew, one Italian, you put them in a pot, you pop out a Greek.
I
Yeah.
think the Jews and the Greeks are literally the same person.
Yeah?
Yeah, one just likes lamb, and the other one likes money.
Interesting. I'll take the money.
I think
That's a clip.
I think the Greeks like money too.
Yeah, you ever see the dances where they throw all the money all over the floor?
Yeah. They're the
Yeah.
ones with
No
the
Jews at
little
that party. You come do it.
They come with the broom.
Excuse me, pardon me, coming through.
Oh my god. Also have that weird belly dancing thing. That's
No,
always
those
awkward.
aren't Greeks, are they? I thought that was.
There's like a weird like little belly. I went to a Greek wedding once, and they had like a weird belly dancing lady with the
They were the
cymbals.
first guys to be like the first gays, I think, right? Greeks.
Greeks.
They say that like
I would think so.
A lot of the Greek aristocracy had like boy manservants, but I don't know how true that is.
I think everybody was fucking.
You think there was misdirection back then too?
No, but I don't think. I just don't think everybody was gay. I don't think that's ever been a thing.
I don't think everybody was.
I think there's always been gay people.
I think there was a lot
There's
less
nothing-
limits.
I gotta be honest. I can sit here and say like, hey, that's a good looking dude, but there's nothing sexual behind it.
Yeah, I was having this conversation. the
I
other day
do
with
not
somebody.
think. I do not. There's at no point have I ever looked at a guy and been like,
I want to suck his dick.
oh yeah.
God,
No.
that was worse than what I just said.
No, it's not because I said I don't want to. You were like, yeah, my steaks look like a pussy.
No, see, when you say it
I
like
want
that,
to wrap it
you make
around my
sa-
schlong.
No, that's
And
not what
fuck
I
it.
was saying. That's not what I
120
was
degrees,
saying.
Roll
baby.
back
The
the tape and see what
satisfaction
he
of a
said.
perfectly cooked steak. Cut.
That's not what you said.
That's
you
not
never
what you
used
said.
the
What
word.
did I say?
You said that a steak resembles a pussy.
All right, so let's start it over.
One day when you come out, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, I couldn't believe it." And
Come out? Come out of
Jesse,
what?
I, and John, I'm like, "Oh, we knew the whole time, dude." His steaks looked like pussies. His weird porn faces. Like he was always like,
All right,
would
quit
you
the show.
suck a
See you
dick?
guys later.
Would you suck a dick, or could you fuck your mom? Which one could it be?
What?
There's at least 6 episodes of that.
No, there's not.
Yeah. There's at least 2 hours of material of that, and another
He's-
2 hours
he's
of us
mocking you right now. He's
shitting,
really
on,
fucking-
shitting on Jesse.
And now he's thinking to himself, like, do I make gay references a lot?
a lot, dude.
I make a lot of gay references.
100%.
I feel like you're uncomfortable.
Do
with
you
my gay
not listen to
references.
the show like Jesse?
I listen to the show so much. A lot, actually.
What's the wheel? What's the wheel of gayness come up with?
It's not the wheel of gayness.
Wheel of gayness
that
keeps
was
on
the answer.
turning. Was it some gay?
Oh, this is a John one. If you had to live in one store for a year, where would you live?
We know where you would live in the strap-on store.
You fucking dickhead.
I mean, probably the Italian store.
Just an Italian store
Uncle
for
Giuseppe's?
food? Like you wouldn't pick like a Dick's where you got some shit to do, some
Well, you
activities?
had you couldn't leave.
You couldn't leave. You got to
But how you gonna
live
eat?
in one store.
There needs to be some
All
caveats.
right, so I guess you could leave and eat, but you got to live in a store.
Okay, yeah, because like if you can't go anywhere else, you'd have to pick the supermarket.
Yeah, you have to do a supermarket. But then, all right, so like
The supermarket would be the
you would
easy
definitely
answer.
do dicks, wouldn't you?
This kid's going a little too far with the gay shit.
I think he actually said it right before.
Is this one of your secrets?
No, dude.
Is this one of your secrets that you wanted to
secret
tell?
superpower.
What store?
Guy.
I don't know.
It has to be a sporting goods store like Dick's.
Why?
So you have
Something
shit
to do. Throw a football.
What about a gym?
Throwing
There's
football
gym
to
equipment in
yourself,
there.
though.
Okay, there's gym equipment in Dick's. Yeah, Dick's has a lot going on.
I feel like Dick's is good.
Dick's is good.
But
At
it
what
would
point
have-
does that family go, man, maybe we should change the name?
Seriously.
It's the same thing as BJ's. They don't sell what you think they have there.
True. What does BJ stand for? No. In reality, what does
Probably like
BJ stand
Brian
Bargain
John. You know what I
It's,
mean?
well, that's what I'm wondering. Is it a, is
BJ's
it a
probably
name?
a guy.
A bargain joint.
You know what depresses me? When Stu Leonard's fucking talks about his kid who drowned in a pool lately on the,
Oh
on
my
the,
God,
on the fucking
yeah.
radio.
You know,
He
I've
comes
never
on with a
been in
Stu Leonard
Leonard's.
voice.
You've never been to Stu Leonard's?
I don't even know where it is.
It's
a
annoying.
little cattle
Farmingdale.
call. It's by the airport.
Airport.
It's a supermarket or it's a liquor store?
It's a supermarket.
It's everything.
They have a liquor store across the street, but it's a supermarket that you walk in like a line. You
It's like
go-
an
you go in a certain way.
experience. Yeah, it's like a flow chart thing.
Was it a liquor store?
There's a liquor store
There's a liquor
attached to
store
it.
across the street.
But it's called Stu Leonard's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
That's another dumb thing about New York. Is like you fucking like
The
you go to-
separation?
yeah, you go to Florida and they sell everything in one place.
That's a license thing. That's
so
all that is.
Yeah, it's a li- yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So stupid. But I guess maybe it keeps people employed and in business and keeps the money flowing. So maybe that's good.
Oh, what about the Waltons thing? You guys hear about that?
What
That's
Walton's
the Walmart people.
Yeah, about them
They own
funding
BJ's.
the podcast. The funding the podcast, funding the protests.
No.
Like they're behind the
They're part of
protests.
No Kings.
They're like the main funder of the protest.
Yeah, but that's like what billionaires do.
The thing is that she's funding the protest because of the tax increases. So I guess, create turmoil, bring it back down.
But as old as time, like the rich guys who weren't the king would be in the king's ear.
Well, times have changed.
Making deals.
She's a woman.
Yeah, and she's got $1 billion. More. She got many billions.
The head of Walmart's a woman? I thought it was an old haggardy dude.
No, I think he died.
Oh.
No, but that's what they do. They have all this fucking money and they try to control the flow of things. I mean, that's
I
what
just
they
don't think
do.
I have that much ambition. Where
No,
I feel like I'd get
why
it
not
and
just
be like,
pass it to your family.
See ya.
and fucking-
But I think most of the people that become billionaires don't start from nothing and say, I'm going to become a billionaire. I think the people that become billionaires, unless you're talking about like multi-generational, like, you know, you got a name like
Well, that's what she never did shit, dude.
Rothschild,
That's
you know what I mean? Like, I think that's different. But I think most of the people that become it, it's because they were exceptional and they were at the right place at the right time and the fucking thing happened.
Yeah, rich people are weird.
I would be such a cool rich guy, dude.
That's what you say now, but maybe you don't. Maybe
No,
you'll
I
switch.
would be. I'm me
Maybe you
through and
change.
through.
But I'd be good with that $5 million at the 6%. I mean, I could stop
swear to
right
God,
there.
I'm good.
Could stop right. 6% on $5 million is like $300,000, right?
Yeah, maybe 325.
Oh, I gotta take this.
All right, but we're
Yeah.
good.
All right,
We're good.
I gotta do.
Say goodbye, Jesse. Say goodbye for everybody.
Jesse Viola signing off one last time.